boy, do I have a lot to say about this. Strap in, everybody. Hi guys, my name is Ashley with an E, and welcome back to my channel.
This is who I'm meant to be. This is me.
So today, the topic I wanted to tackle was toxic relationships. There are so many forms that these can take, but the three that I want to talk about today are the gossip, the resenter, and the drainer. Let's start off with the drainer. Goodness gracious, have I had my fair share of experience with these people. It's amazing when you and your friend are so comfortable with one another that you can share what's going on in your life. But this type of relationship should never be one-sided. And if it is, that's a pretty good sign this isn't healthy for either of you. Consider their behavior. Do you feel drained or tired after spending time with them? Do you constantly feel like you're walking on eggshells around them? Do they constantly find a way to deflect the conversation off of you and back onto themselves even when you were the one talking? Do they threaten either you or themselves if you don't provide them with enough support? Do they compare their pain to yours? If you answered yes to more than one of those, you should probably start considering leaving this relationship. The gossip. This one is incredibly easy to identify and yet feels extremely common. Let me break this down for you. You know that friend that is constantly talking to you about other people? Yeah, well, it's very likely that they're talking about you to other people. My best advice when it comes to this toxic friend is to sit down with them and tell them how their actions are making you feel. Best case scenario, they understand that what they did was wrong and they decide to make an effort to get better. Worst case scenario, they react coldly. And if that's the case, it's really best to leave this person behind because you do not need that type of toxicity in your life. Lastly, we have the resenter. Do you neglect sharing good news with a friend out of fear, dread, or especially guilt? If so, you're most likely dealing with a resenter. Support is a huge part of any relationship, especially friendship, and your friend should always be there to encourage and uplift you. And if they're not doing that, that's toxic. A good thing to keep in mind is that this person is most likely struggling with their own self-value problems. But at the end of the day, even if it breaks your heart, you are never personally responsible for anybody's happiness, okay? It's best to know when to walk away. And keep in mind, you can sometimes be the toxic one. It happens, and it's very easy to do. I know I've been all of these at least once. Admitting that you could be toxic and succumbing to that fact is very difficult because human nature makes us want to depict ourselves as the victim. Sometimes it's a hard pill you just need to swallow, and afterwards you can start focusing on what you can do to get better. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but I feel that the majority of our society is overly nice, overly sympathetic, that we tend to be too passive. And because of this, we are very, very easy targets for manipulation, toxic relationships, and abuse. It's hard to identify it all the time. And once you have, it's even harder to walk away. I'm not saying you should just abandon ship when things get hard. But a choice to get better has to be a choice that we make on our own. No one else can make it for us. We make excuses for people regarding their home life, their past, their experiences, but you can't just put aside your own mental health in the hopes of helping somebody else. You can't change people. So don't spend all your energy trying to. I'm Ashley with an E. Make good friends, make good choices, wear a mask, and thank you for listening.
This is who I'm meant to be. This is me.